Molweni. Hello everybody. Welcome back to African Xhosa ASMR. So, in today's video, everything is simply straightforward. You already saw the title. So, I will be sharing with you guys what I've been watching recently. So, sit back, relax, and hopefully you will enjoy watching today's video. Without further ado, let's get started. Masingene emqolweni wethu nana masigawulise warhuqa ngabanye amazwi. So I kind of wrote them down. Which show should we start with? Well, there's a recent Netflix movie that came out and it's called Uglies. Let me be honest, a lot of people are not feeling the movie. They're not impressed with, the storyline. But others are even saying that the casting was amazing, but then the movie, not so much. Personally, the movie is based on the book, and the movie tried to some extent to cover what is in the movie. 99% is based on what is in the movie, except for a little bit of pieces every now and then to spice up the story and make it more interesting. Like, for example, Paris, in the book his storyline is not that long, and then in the movie they made it longer. I don't want to spoil anything for anyone who hasn't watched it, but in all honesty, it did do what the book talks about. So I personally enjoyed it. It's funny how when you're listening to people review it and saying that they would have done the opposite of what the movie is advocating for, because life is hard, you know what I mean? But I understand or get the point of those people who actually say that. And the movie is also based on a teenage fiction, whatnot. So the older you get, the more likely you're not gonna enjoy it. You know what I mean? So it's for teenagers basically. So the level I might enjoy it is not the same level a teenager would enjoy it. They might enjoy it better. And I don't mean to be an ageist or something like that. I hope you get what I mean, right? Hopefully, don't cancel me. So yeah, basically I enjoyed Uglies, and to me it did what the book was all about. And in terms of ratings, I would give it a 6 out of 10. 6.5 out of 10. It's not a bad movie, and it came out, and then on weekend I enjoyed watching it. Plus, nowadays the movies and TV shows are super dark and twisted, like I've always say. So I'm always happy to see something that's lighthearted, that is not intense or scary. So I really not really, but I enjoyed it basically. And then for our second show, what is it? Well, what is it? Well, the second movie that I've seen recently is It Ends With Us. It's another controversial one. The movie stars Blake Lively. Once again, it's one of those movies that were just, like it's not bad. And plus this one is based on a book, and the book is based on real life. So yeah, and she doesn't want to continue the cycle, so big ups to her for that. The first movie was also based on a book, but obviously it was fiction. So this one is also based on a book. And one thing I went into a movie not knowing about is the fact that this movie is based on domestic violence. I was like, what is happening? Because when Blake Lively was advertising it, it's like, oh, it's a girls' night out, just grab a couple of friends and go watch it. And then when I watched it, I was like, I thought it was a romantic movie about flowers and all. I was stunned to find out it was about domestic violence. I've never read the book, and I didn't really look at the background. I just saw her when she was on a press release tour for the movie, and she's like, oh my gosh, just go check it out. And I thought it was just like a fun girls' night out kind of movie because of the pictures and the flowers and everything. But yeah, so if there's anyone who wants or is planning on watching It Ends With Us and they didn't bother to do like background research, you should know that it's based on domestic violence and all that. And then the third movie that was also controversial that I've seen lately, or before I do that, what do I give It Ends With Us? For within It Ends With Us, I would give it it's a hard one. Once again, I would give it a 6.5 out of 10. Yeah, I would give it a 6.5 out of 10. And then the other movie that I've seen is Divorce in the Black. Divorce in the Black is another controversial one. It's another controversial movie starring Megan Good and Corey Hardrick, Tia Murray's ex-husband, sister. So yeah, I've seen Divorce in the Black. It's also obviously written by Tyler Perry, and everybody was talking about how disappointed they are in Tyler Perry's writing skills and that he should hire new writers, to work alongside him when he's writing his movies. But the upside is that he actually tweeted, or I think, saying that, okay, he will do it. So that's exciting that in his other movies he will be working with young and upcoming writers to give them the exposure that they need to take it to the next level in terms of career development. So that's pretty exciting. And the movie, unpopular opinion, okay, I think that the mother of Corey's character, I think Monique would have done a great job for that. I'm not saying that the actress didn't do a great job. She did an amazing job playing that character, but when I was looking at that character, I saw Monique playing it. I know it sounds weird, but I was like, oh, it feels like a character that Monique would, devour. And yeah, it's a pity that she and Tyler Perry are not in good terms. And yeah, hopefully one day Tyler Perry, Oprah Winfrey, and Monique will, sort out their differences. And I feel sorry for Monique for being blackballed in the entertainment industry, because she is an amazing actress and she deserves every coin that she is requesting, because she's an award winning, like, is it a Grammy? Is it Grammy? Oh, I don't know. I don't know anything about awards, but she's an award winning actress, and you know, with other people, they do get the recognition. So I think she was also fighting for what she's worth. And if someone does not agree with what she says she's worth, then maybe instead of blackballing her, they should just let it go up until someone who is willing to match up to her, you know, in terms of salary, is able to deliver. And don't blackball or mouth her just because she feels like she's worth more than what was being offered. I feel like that's not good. That's not nice. Don't do that. So yeah. So Divorce in the Black. The actors and actresses, once again, did an amazing job. The opening scene, I was like, what in the world is happening? What is happening? So yeah, that is Divorce in the Black. Yeah, I really, really loved Megan Good and Devon together. I don't know what happened. Did they say what happened? What was the cause of divorce? I really loved them together. I really was like rooting for them, like wanting them to, you know. Yeah, it's sad to see them apart. And I'm thinking about Megan's like choices recently in terms of dating. I just wish her well. And then after Divorce in the Black, I watched another one, The Union, starring Halle Berry. Wow, The Union. I love Halle Berry. Love her. Love Halle. Amazing actress. Gorgeous. Love her. But this movie is nothing new, nothing, you know, out of the ordinary. Still the same old, like, but it's still an action movie, you know. But there was nothing. It was like meh to me when I think about it. And yeah, let's start with Divorce in the Black. What rating would I give it? I would give it a 6, just a 6 out of 10, just because of the actors and actresses. They were amazing. Everyone did an amazing job when it comes to acting. Corey, excellent. Megan, excellent. Supporting cast, excellent. And I was really like hoping and praying that this movie does well, you know, just to put them on the line, you know, for other things. And people did not like it at all. And then when it comes to the Halle Berry movie, The Union, yeah, it's still your basic like action movie. Halle Berry being a secret agent, you know, recruiting his friend to, you know, come and work alongside her to solve this crime mystery and whatnot. And then they go on together. Yeah, it was okay. It was an okay movie. It's nothing new, nothing I've never seen before, you know what I mean? It's just your typical movie with Halle Berry. And they always put her in these bad wigs recently. Like in her recent movies, she's always in a bad wig. I'm like, what are they doing? What are they doing to Halle Berry? I'm low-key starting to think that, you know, the wardrobe cast is low-key hating, because the wigs she's been wearing recently are in her movies. I'm like, but despite the bad wigs, she still is gorgeous. She just, you know, rocks them, you know, because she's an amazingly beautiful lady. So yeah, what would I rate a movie? 5 out of 10. Just, it's like good enough to watch when you're bored, but there's nothing like new about it, you know what I mean? So that's why I would give it a 5. But yeah. And then another one that I have been watching that's a bit controversial. I'm not sure if the movie is controversial because I don't think the movie got, like, it was promoted enough or a lot of people know about it. But the lady starring in it, she's involved in a lot of controversy recently, and that movie is Atlas, starring J. Lo. Atlas, it's based on, AI technology, where she doesn't trust AI, and then we live in a world where AI is now imprinted in your brain. It can control everything it is that you do. And now she is stranded in the middle of nowhere, and it's a matter of her having to trust AI to fight her battles or something like that. And then you get to see why she does not trust AI and what happens next, basically, in the movie Atlas. Yeah, once again, just like with the Halle Berry movie, it was just okay. It was like, if you have nothing to watch and would like to watch something just to keep you entertained, I would recommend it. But it's not something I would say, oh my gosh, you have got to check it out. You have got to check it out. You've got to check out Atlas. It's not something of that nature. So I wouldn't be all, But if you're bored, like, oh, I just want to check out Atlas, can I? I'm like, yeah. I mean, it's an okay movie. You can definitely check it out. But yeah, I think she shot herself in the foot with her documentary that she did. Was it a movie documentary? Whatever it is that she did. I did not see it. All I saw were like circulated clips online where she's like busy, like, when I was in the Bronx, the streets of the Bronx. And then she's walking on the street, and then she's saying, oh, that's the house I grew up in. And the guy standing in front of the house is like, and who are you? I'm J. Lo. And I'm like, who's J. Lo? Like, that was funny. That was funny. And that clip was circulating everywhere on the internet, as well as that one. I grew up in the street of the Bronx, or what, when I walked like with hair like this, I was like, oh my gosh. So yeah, now with the PDD thing, like the PDD news are like global at this point. Like, even us in South Africa, we know about it. Like, even us, we're looking at celebrities who have been like, associated with PDD, like local celebrities. We're like, you were with PDD, okay, Black Coffee, now, yo. So yeah, with the PDD, I think it's going to be huge. The trial is going to be huge, and should he go to court, or when he does go to go to church. I mean, he needs church, okay? When he goes to court, I would love him to take a stand, and I would love for the lawyers of the opposing, party, if that's the right term, to grill him and ask him the hardcore questions. Because yeah, a lot of people are definitely saying that Diddy did it, and all the evidence that's out there is. So yeah, I just want to see how this pans out and where things will end with P. Diddy. What do you think? Did you think Kim Porter? Do you think he did Kim Porter? He unalived Kim Porter? Do you? I'm just gonna keep my thoughts to myself, because I don't want any lawsuits my way. I'm just like a poor African. When your kids are hungry, you always, use me as an example. Like, oh, Africans are hungry. You should eat your food. So I don't have, I can't afford a lawsuit. So yeah, so I'm just going to keep my opinions to myself. But all I can say is that whatever is done in the dark will surely come to light. And others might say karma might take his time at times, but he always makes sure he comes back to collect. So yeah, I wish best of luck to all the victims. Best of luck. I hope, and pray that they heal and they move on with their lives, because I saw the lady who came out with the press, and then there was a story like that she told of what happened to her when she said, I'm paraphrasing by the way, she said her boyfriend was signed under P. Diddy, and then P. Diddy asked to sue her, and then P. Diddy did foul things to her, and then she went back to tell her boyfriend about what he had done, and the boyfriend was like, yeah, you gotta keep it to yourself, because if you tell or we confront him about it, my career is on the line. I'm like, trash. And then it came out that when he was doing these foul things, there was also a tape that was circulated. The boyfriend was shown the tape, but the girl knew nothing about the tape. And then years later, the boyfriend tells her like, oh, by the way, there's a tape. And then the lady said she didn't say anything in time because she was in the middle of a divorce or something along those lines, and there were kids. Her kid was like they were fighting for the custody of the kid, and now if this came out, she could have faced potentially losing custody of her child, because of everything. And she was like, you know what, let me just keep it to myself and carry on with the divorce so that I don't lose custody of my child. But now she came out, and it's about time. And I wish more victims will have more courage to come out, so that the law can take its course, and then he faces consequences. Face consequences for his action. So yeah, what are your thoughts on the Diddy situation, by the way? Oh, it's a lot. And also people are coming for J-Lo because they're saying that, girl, you saw that Diddy was the one who pow-powed that lady who's been saying all these years that she was pow-powed by P. Diddy, and you stood there and you didn't back her up, but you knew. So you deserve to face consequences for your actions. And if that's the case, well, then she too deserves to face consequences for her actions, because you shouldn't be lying under oath. Is there a statute of limitation when you lie under oath? Hopefully not. Anyway, in all this situation, I'm just siding with Cat Williams. Whatever he said on that, Shannon interview, that all lies will be exposed in 2024. I'm just siding up with him. Let all lies be exposed. Let the law take its course. And oh my gosh, that guy who was interviewed around 2019 saying all these things about Diddy, about Cassie, about everything, and then he was even recorded, when he was saying these things, making all these confessions, and nobody bothered to care about what we were saying. And the worst part is that guy, he mentioned a lot of things, right, including Diddy and other things being Donald Trump. And people for now are focusing on the Diddy part. Nobody seems to be bothered about what he said about Donald Trump, which to me, it feels like people choose who to take down and who to just avoid all the red flags on. That's just my opinion. I could be wrong. I don't know. So yeah, that's just my opinion on this matter, and I don't want to dwell on it. I'm not American, so I'm most likely not to know like things that are happening in there. So yeah, but the entertainment industry, yo. And there's probably someone out there who wanted to be in the entertainment industry so bad, but they ended up not being in the entertainment industry. And right now, I think it was God's protection, to those people, because a lot of things people have to endure for the price of fame. That's a lot. So if you're someone who wanted to be in there, but ended up not being in there, you're like, oh, thank God, because I would have had to go through all that, of which that's a lot. So yeah, sometimes not getting the things that you want is a form of God's protection and all that. And another movie that I've watched recently is Bad Boys, what you gonna do? What you gonna do when they come for you? Highly disappointed in Bad Boys. highly disappointed in Bad Boys. I was bored. I was just watching it because, the franchise you've been watching all along. The one before this one, bad. The son was the one who carried the movie. And then this one, the son-in-law is the one who carried the movie. The main characters are just, yeah, maybe it's time to just let Bad Boys go. Maybe it's time. I did not enjoy them at all. I was bored. I was just watching because, it's Bad Boys. What you gonna do? But yeah. Bad Boys, I would give 4 out of 10. I'm sorry. I love the cast. I really like the cast. I like Will Smith and I like Martin Lawrence. I like them, but the latest Bad Boys, 4 out of 10. I'm sorry. And after that, another boring movie that I saw, A Family Affair, starring Joey King and Nicole and Zach. Oh my God, that was such a boring movie. Such a boring movie. I was so bored. Nicole Kidman and Zac Efron had zero chemistry, in my opinion. It was... that movie was dead, honestly. Like, I did not have any life. Joey King tried to carry the movie, but then again, it was still like, I'm bored. I'm really bored. So I was bored. A Family Affair, boring. 3.5 to a 4 out of 10. Didn't like it. Another one. It's been a while since I've watched a movie and I was like, wow, this was really a good movie. Wow. So I also watched the recent Beverly Hills Cops starring Eddie Murphy. I mean, Eddie Murphy is a legend. Amazing actor. Love his movies, his old movies. Banger. This Beverly Hills Cops, not so much. I'm sorry, Eddie. I didn't like it at all, and I would give it a 4.5 out of 10. Well, I didn't even explain these movies because the Joey King one that I give 3.5 to 4 out of 10, The Family Affair, it's basically Zac Efron and Nicole Kidman. Okay, Zac Efron is Joey King's boss, and then Joey King is Nicole Kidman's daughter, and then Joey King's boss and mom which is Zach and Nicole Kidman, fall in love. And the thing is, Nicole Kidman is way older than Zach, and then Zach is a player, and when it's time to break up, he asks, Joey King to buy these earrings or something like that so that he could use it as a breakup gift to his girlfriends, as he's a player. So now Joey King was afraid that he would do the same thing to her mom and then ask her to buy those earrings, and then it just shows what happens. Bored. Was a boring movie. Honestly, it was boring. The Beverly Hills Cops, yeah, Eddie Murphy, mafia things, cops things, and whatnot. And then his daughter is a lawyer, and then the lawyer, his daughter, has an ex who was a cop, and then he partners up with this ex who's a cop, not knowing that it's his daughter's ex, and then blah blah blah. Yeah, it's basically it. Yeah, no, I didn't like it. And then a movie that I haven't seen yet, but I'm somewhat excited to see it, but I don't know if I should be excited to see it. Because funny thing is, I was looking for movies to watch sometime last year, I think, and then I saw this movie, and the title was Smile, and I clicked on it to watch it. It was the scariest movie I've ever seen. The thing is, with me, I have an addictive personality. Once I start something, I want to finish it, which is why I don't do a lot of things, because I'm like, oh, it wouldn't work for me. For example, smoking, it wouldn't work for me, because I would want to smoke the entire pack, because I'm like, I bought the pack, I might as well finish it. And then, and then I would crave more. I'm like, I want another pack. I wouldn't, So yeah, such things. Like, I have a very addictive personality, and I'm well aware of that. So when I watch a movie, it doesn't matter how boring it is, I feel the need to finish it because I already started it. So there was this movie, Smile, and I don't do horror movies. I hate horror movies, except for Chucky. I hate horror movies except for Chucky. So I saw this Smile. I thought it was like a happy go movie, only to find out it's a horror movie about a therapist who saw somebody smile and then they unalive themselves in front of her. Once someone smiles and then unalives themselves in front of you, you carry that thing, and then you smile at somebody else and you unalive yourself, and then the cycle continues. So now the movie starts with this lady who's a therapist who saw somebody unalive themselves in front of her as a therapist. So now the thing is in her, and she will definitely unalive herself and whatnot. So it just tells the story of how she has to stop herself from unaliving herself, or possibly unalive herself, and then see what happens. So the story is about that. So I watch the movie, they would smile in the most creepy way. As they smile in this creepy way, yeah, it was scary. And then, scary things happen. What makes you smile is the scary part. So there was a scary movie, and then I had to watch it. It was so scary. Oh my god, it was so scary. It was so scary. And then now I saw a trailer for Smile 2. The thing is, when I saw Smile, I told somebody about it, someone who really loves horror movies. I was like, oh my gosh, I had started it and I just wanted to see how it ends. And then they're like, oh, I'm going to check it out. Cool. Then they check it out. I was like, yeah, it was okay. It was okay. Nothing scares that person. So now this person sends me a message saying that, oh my gosh, have you seen? The trailer for Smile 2 came out. It's so good. I'm so going to watch it. And I'm like, I wish you didn't tell me. Why did you tell me that? Now I have no choice but to watch Smile 2. I didn't want to watch it, didn't want to know about it. Now that I know about it, I have no choice but to watch it. Now, just like Chucky, with me being committed to Chucky, because I was, thought it was a child's play movie. I watched it as a kid. Now all things Chucky, I had to watch all the Chucky movies, which was super scary and haunting. Now I watched Smile, and this person is telling me about Smile too. Now I have to be committed to the Smile franchise. Why? Why did they have to tell me? I was like, why did you have to tell me? They're like, yeah, because I wanted you to watch it. So yeah, I have to watch Smile 2. I know. Not excited about it, but the trailer did look more like fun as compared to the first Smile. I know a lot of people, Megan, the robot movie, I don't know, like, it's labeled as a horror movie. It was not a horror at all. So it's given Megan vibes. It's giving Megan vibes, and I'm like so excited to see it. Hopefully it won't have those like creepy monsters and stuff like that. So I'm excited to see Smile 2, but not like excited, like, I'm excited, but I'm excited to see what happens next in terms of, what happens, if that makes any sense. So yeah. And speaking of those horror movies, one horror movie I told myself, oh, thank God I saw that it was a horror movie before I watch it, is The Deliverance. I'm not gonna even play next to it. I don't want, nope. I don't want to watch The Deliverance at all. Keep it away from me. Looks, nope. From the sound of things, based on what people are saying, it looks too demonic and devilish, and I don't need that in my life. No, thank you. I'm not gonna watch The Deliverance at all. But one show, which is not a movie, but it's just a show that I'm an all-time fan of. Guys, you have no idea how much I love 911. I love 911 so bad. And it came back for another season. And I'm so excited for this new season. And it's a 3-part, premiere. So I'm just excited to see the 3-part premiere with the bees. So exciting. But one thing again about me, I like watching shows that end now and then I'm done. The next time it's like a new storyline of the same show and I'm done. So with 911, they save lives today and then they're done, and then you carry on tomorrow saving lives and then they're done. You don't have too much to be invested on. I mean, you have to be invested in the characters, like storyline outside of the work that they do, but it's not like addictive, like I want to know what happens. So I like that about it. And with this 3-part, I just saw the first part, I'm like, I have to wait till next week for the second part. Then when the second part finishes next week, I'm like, I have to wait until next week for the another part, So yeah, I don't like things that carry over for that reason. And 911 was a show that does not carry over. And if they carry over now, it's gonna be like, why? I just wanna be all done. No, all done. Okay. So yeah. So that's what I've been watching, and that's what I'm excited about. And yeah, very much excited about that. I love me some Angela Bassett. So yeah, so excited to see her. And I love me some Oliver too. So excited to see him too. So those are my 2 favorite characters from 911. Always lovely to see them. So yeah, that's pretty much it for today's video. Yeah, that's pretty much it for today. Hope you enjoy watching. Do you have any shows that you you think are shows that I would like to watch, shows that I would pretty much enjoy, because everything that I've been playing on TV or streaming has been boring lately. So if you have a show that like, girl, watch it. But it has to be a show that's like fairly new, a show that's on its first or second season. I don't want a show that's on season 9 or something like that, because I don't want to cross night, because once I start watching season 1, I'll be up all day for like the entire weekend, and by the time Sunday comes, my eyes are red. No, I don't want that. It's too much commitment. So I want something maybe on season 1 or season 2, and then it's starting its 3rd season, or it's starting its 2nd season, or it's even on the 1st season. That would be even better. But it's a great show, worth watching, not something that's dragging or something that's, playing too much with your emotions. By those, I mean shows like Gossip Girl and Pretty Little Liars. Those kind of shows, they play with your emotions. They are dragging for no reason. So nope, nothing of that nature, where you have to be invested in a storyline only to find out that the writers themselves didn't know who A is, because basically there's no way that could be A, or they didn't know who the Gossip Girl is, because there's no way that it could have been the Gossip Girl. They just cooked something up, but they were dragging you along the way. I don't want those. Okay, those shows, they traumatize me. I like using those shows. They really broke my heart. I was like, no, I didn't invest all these years in watching this show for this to happen. Clearly the writer is not being honest about it, So it has to be a show that is, shows like 911, shows like SWAT. I like SWAT. Shows like It's No Longer Playing, but like Hawaii 5-0. Shows like the recent like remake of Magnum PI. Those are my kind of shows. Then when it comes to sitcoms, I like The Neighborhood. I like Ghosts. And It's No Longer Playing, but I did like Blackish, Grownish, not so much. Yeah, but I did watch up until it ended. When it ended, now with Junior in varsity, I no longer invested. I just stopped when they still had the Bailey sisters, and everyone was still there, like Zoe still in varsity. And then when it ended with her, the graduation and everything, after that I was like, I was even forcing myself to watch it, just because anyway, I'm done babbling. I hope you enjoy watching today's video, and you have recommendations for me, or maybe when I spoke or shared some of the shows that I watched, maybe you will enjoy them better than I did, because to me, I'm like, meh.